know you're in trouble, don't you?
Hey, what's happening, Clay? This is Joe. How you doing?
Hey, I'm glad you can sing and have a band for hire, because after this, hey, Joe, listen to this one.
The rest of those fighters, you know, you jive them. You can't jive me.
I'm glad you can sing and have a band. Let me just talk if you ain't frustrated.
Hey, the only thing scare me that you might don't show up.
I'm glad you can sing and have a band for hire, because after this fight, you must retire. Oh, man, I can beat you singing, too. Yes, I can. I'm gonna hook you, Joe. Joe, you in trouble.
Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier are inexorably linked in the history of boxing. Today, we'll join both Frazier and Ali for a look back at their epic first meeting, which matched two undefeated men who each had a legitimate claim on the heavyweight championship of the world. It's a very special presentation of the greatest fights ever, next on NBC.
NBC Sports presents the greatest fights ever. And now, from Madison Square Garden in New York City, here are Marv Albert and the fight doctor, Ferdie Pacheco.
You are looking at one of the storied arenas in sports, Madison Square Garden, currently undergoing extensive renovation. But 19 years ago, in this ring, it was Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier going at each other in the first of three memorable meetings. And we'll talk with both Ali and Frazier in today's edition of the greatest fights ever. Ferdie, you were a longtime member of the Ali Circus as his personal physician. Now, Ali was making his third fight in his comeback since the exile, because he would not enter the service during the Vietnam War. Did you feel the fight against Frazier was a little bit too quick, considering the quality of the opposition?
Well, yes. Remember, he'd been away for 3 years. Ali had not been in the gym, had not been preparing. He'd been out talking to the students, trying to make a living, giving speeches, tried a Broadway show, it didn't work, flirted with the idea of making some movies, it didn't work. When he was finally called to fight Jerry Quarry in his first fight, he really virtually had no training. He got lucky, he got past Quarry in a hurry, then he had to fight Bonavina right immediately thereafter in December, and took a terrific body beating for 15 rounds in Madison Square Garden. He won, but at a terrible cost to his body. Now, before he'd even recuperated from that, he was signed to fight Frazier. Frazier was considered the best going at the time. He was at the tip-top of his condition and reputation, and I thought it was just too early. His body had not recovered sufficiently to gain the strength that was necessary to hold off a dynamo like Frazier, and that's what it turned out to be.
What you say?
Did you say you're the greatest?
No, I don't say that no more. I used to say that. Would you step out and say I'm pretty?
Yes, I will.
Let me hear you. Let me hear you step out and say I'm pretty.
I am pretty.
Let me hear you step out and say I'm the prettiest. See, you're not asking me to say I'm great. You asked me to say I'm the greatest. You say I am the prettiest.
I am the prettiest.
You's a liar. No, darling, I was just playing. Don't pay no attention. I was just playing. You're as pretty as you believe and as pretty as you feel. I was just doing that for a joke.
Muhammad Ali was certainly unsurpassed in the art of self-appreciation. Yet even he had to admit that the 3-year layoff had affected his boxing skills. The 22-year-old who had beaten Sonny Liston to win the heavyweight title in 1964 was incredibly fleet of foot.
Another jarring right hand that time, folks. Another one. Sonny wobbles. Has him hurt.
However, the version of Ali nearing age 30 was markedly slower and less able to dart away from trouble. Nevertheless, the trademark charisma was still firmly intact as the Ali Circus gathered in the familiar confines of Miami's 5th Street Gym to prepare for a shot at Joe Frazier's championship.
Are you ready for Joe Frazier? You better watch Frazier because he's awful strong. Listen to me. And I have another thing to tell you. If Joe Frazier whoops Muhammad Ali, I'm going to get on my hands and my knees in Madison Square Garden, right in the rain, and crawl all the way to his corner look up to him and say, you are the greatest. You are the true champion of the world. Then we'll crawl back over to my corner just like this. I'm going to walk on out of the ring. That's what I think about Joe Frazier. And put it in the newspapers, write it in the newspapers, tell it to the world, and if you can, write it on the moon where everybody can see it.
Ali thrived on the media spotlight and afforded the press access to all aspects of his training.
All the blue guys. Quit giving them all the blues are back. I said they can come back here.
I don't want them back here.
And I'm the boss.
You are the boss.
The undisputed boss in Frazier's camp was manager and trainer Yank Durham.
You see what you want to do out there, then you get to the guy. But you want to walk into nothing big out there. You don't want to hit with a jab anything. Keep stepping, and most of the move, let him go big at him with two hands. Throw a two-hand attack it more. You understand? And when you step underneath, you go here, bing, punch him over here, punch with another right hand. Left hook. Right hand, you slip the punch. You slip his jab to the left, you can hit him with a left hook.
The longtime boxing mentor was highly respected throughout the sport, and he oversaw the champion's affairs both in and out of the ring. Durham cultivated Frazier's ferocious, never-say-die reputation, but the challenger, Ali, seemed unimpressed.
They jab him, they hook him, they uppercut him with lefts and rights. They just keep his head on, and he comes in real bullying, and he keeps taking them. And he's a man that can keep it up, so in shape. Keep sticking and moving.
I'm cool, man. Yeah. I'm ready for this one.
You think you can whoop it? Do I think I can whoop Joe Frazier? This might shock and amaze you, but I'm going to retire Joe Frazier.
Despite enormous charm and star quality, Ali knew that his controversial image had alienated many fans.
A lot of them want me whipped because of the draft. A lot of them want me whooped because of religion. A lot of them want me whooped because I'm black. And for other reasons that I might not even know about.
One thing Ali definitely knew about was creating interest in a fight, and the public responded at the ticket window. In short order, Madison Square Garden and closed-circuit television theaters nationwide were sold out.
You get your ticket, you come to see it, because I'm going to give him a good whooping. If you whoop me, you going to get I'm going to crawl across the ring on my hands and knees right there.
By fight night, the confrontation was eagerly anticipated. Round one is next when the greatest fights ever continues.
This NBC Sports special presentation of the greatest fights ever is brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great. By Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, and Eagle dealers, where you get the advantage. By Scope, the best thing first thing in the morning. And by Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
As fight time drew near, guest TV analyst Burt Lancaster took some last-minute boxing lessons. Meanwhile, Muhammad Ali quietly made his way to the dressing room.
Tonight, they will all admit, they will all say how wrong they were. Listen to me now. This will be no contest. I have a lot of speed. I have a lot of endurance. When I'm through with Frazier, he'll need more insurance.
Well, earlier we saw that noted boxing analyst Burt Lancaster at work. Here is the rest of the broadcast team from that night, as seen worldwide on closed-circuit television. Hall of Famer Don Dunphy, who called the fight, and the old mongoose, the one-time light heavyweight champion, Archie Moore. It should be pointed out, Don did not wear this particular sport jacket for the telecast. However, Archie may have worn that hat. But, Don, that was quite an interesting scene at ringside with a host of celebrities on hand.
Well, I don't remember them all, Marv, but I will say this. What I do remember is that I thought at the time, and still do, that was the most memorable night in sports history. I thought it was the greatest sports event of all time, including the Super Bowl and the World Series, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody from Hollywood or from politics who could possibly get a ticket was there, and tickets were not easy to get after a while, but some of the ones I remember, Bing Crosby, Betty Davis, Senator Ted Kennedy, and so forth and so on, and Woody Allen was probably there, but Frank Sinatra was there, and you know how he got in? He worked as a photographer for Life magazine, and he took one of our seats, which complicated things on the broadcast.
Archie, you had to teach Burt Lancaster how to fight after all those great movies where he knocked out everybody. Was he pretty good? Could you teach him?
I think I could have made a decent light heavy out of Burt. He would have grown out of the middleweight that he was, but I could have made a nice light heavyweight out of him.
Archie, could he have been a contender?
Easily.
Well, Archie may have had to have used his skills as a boxer to make his way to the Joe Frazier dressing room to pull off this particular interview, at least an attempted interview.
Okay, here we go. Hi, Aaron. Joe? Okay. All right. Joe, okay, champ. Joe, I know you don't like to talk in a moment like this, but you're getting $2.5 million. Will that make any difference in the way you're going to fight?
Well, it gives me inspiration to do a little more, you know, and go forward a little more, and I feel good about it.
The hour of truth has arrived.
Just listen to the noise of this crowd. This is well going to be a great evening for boxing fans all over the world. It is characteristic, as you know, for the challenger, which is a position that Muhammad Ali is in now, to come out first. Here comes Angelo Dundee through the ropes. Dr. Pacheco. These are the people that will be in the corner. Bundini Brown, who will be in the corner with the champ. Muhammad Ali in the ring in a beautiful, beautiful red and white robe. Those of you who are looking at this in black and white, I must tell you that he is in a beautifully red-colored robe. Now here comes Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier will be here any minute. He's coming out. Listen to the roar of this crowd. I want to tell you, this is going to be a spectacular evening. The tension and the excitement here is monumental. Joe Frazier is on his way out. Archie, how does Muhammad Ali look to you, Archie?
Beautiful. He looks beautiful. He looks
very trimmed, isn't he?
Yes, he looks like he's mad. And I suppose he'll take it out.
Would you say he's psyched up? Here comes Joe Frazier. Here comes Joe Frazier, ladies and gentlemen. There seems to be a mingling of boos along with the applause. I don't know why. This man is a gallant champion. But that's the way fight fans are all over the world. Here comes Joe, and he is dressed in a beautiful green.
The champion Frazier had the edge in terms of age, 2 years younger than Ali, but the challenger enjoyed distinct advantages in weight, height, and reach.
Let's pick up the last-minute instructions from Arthur McCanty.
Since this contest is for the final determination of the heavyweight championship of the world, we ask you to pay particular attention to the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. The other man must retire to the neutral corner. 3 knockdowns in 1 round will automatically end the contest. Break when I tell you to break.
Dundee on the right, Nancy Durham on the left.
Shake hands now, men. Return to your corner. Hold it.
Almost ready for the fight of the century. Nancy Durham has a question. And now we're ready. Hundreds of millions are seeing this bout around the world. A packed house at Madison Square Garden. Muhammad Ali in the red trunks. Joe Frazier in the green trunks. They appear very light. Frazier will try to bore in and catch his man. Muhammad Ali opening up fast. He may try to blitz him here in round 1. And he's trying it. Muhammad Ali try a blitz. He got in that good left hook. Frazier is not the easy target he used to be. He's bobbing and weaving all the time. And he's dangerous. His best punch, the left hook. Muhammad Ali's best punch, the jab. And his good combinations. First clinch of the fight. That was a hard left hook that caught Frazier. Frazier is more vulnerable in the first round, and Muhammad Ali knows that. Muhammad Ali shakes his head and is warned for holding behind the neck. Muhammad Ali has been missing. But that jab didn't miss. But he was tagged. A whipping left hook to the body that must have hurt by Frazier. Now Muhammad Ali is finding them off with those jabs. And he gets caught on the rope, which he should not do. 1 minute to go in round one. Frazier is smiling as he takes those jabs. Trying to make use of the ring. He's standing there with Frazier. And that's not considered healthy. Muhammad Ali, flat on his feet, not up on his toes, like the Muhammad Ali of old. Frazier just fights one way. He bores in and he punishes. 15 seconds to go in the round. It's been a fairly close round. Frazier getting closer to the ex-champion. The round is almost over.
Well, the round is over. Listen to the roar of that crowd. Here are two familiar faces who were in this ring in the corners that night, in the corners of Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, Angelo Dundee, the longtime trainer for Muhammad Ali, and Eddie Futch, who worked the Frazier corner along with Yancey Durham. Eddie, what was the strategy going into that first round for Frazier?
Well, the strategy was to accentuate Frazier's lack of height by making him bob and weave at a lower angle so that Ali would have to punch down at him and give Frazier the opportunity to go over the top of those punches coming down and nail him with the left hook.
Well, he certainly did that, just like you told him. You know, I can't help but see that you've got the uniform that you wore that night. And, Angelo, you're all dressed, so I brought you something. I brought you something I know you love. Here's the red sweater we had to wear that night. You want to wear it today, make yourself feel comfortable?
You're very kind, Ferdie. I wanted to turn it down that night. I've never worn one since. Thanks a lot.
What was Ali's strategy coming out of that first round?
Joe's slow starter, try to accentuate that he's the boss. Pop, pop, keep him turning, keep him moving. I didn't want him to hook with him, and he started doing that early on. I want him to pop, pop, move over. Don't throw a hook, because you never hook with a left hooker like a Joe Frazier.
Round two is coming up, and just ahead, we'll talk with Muhammad Ali. In recent years, Muhammad Ali has rarely granted requests for television interviews. But last Monday, he agreed to talk with us at his home in Berrien Springs, Michigan.
Muhammad, when you look at some of this video, does it seem like it's somebody else, that it's not you?
Yes, this is exactly what. Most of I've forgotten. The things I've said so much, I did so much in my prime. I look back and say, was that me? Was I that fast? And show that over.
Muhammad, as part of the pre-fight build-up, you always had a gimmick. And at times I thought it appeared that it bothered Frazier. Did you think you were getting to him?
I think my talking, my popping off, my bragging, my boasting, in one way or the other got to most people. Some people got to in different ways. Some people caught on to it and paid no attention after that for a while. But most of the time, 90% of the time, it worked.
When you look back and see some of that promotion now,
I just laugh and crack up.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's me. It's things I said, the predictions, the decisions I made, such as my spiritual feelings on draft, change your name, the boldness, the rashness. I always wonder why people make such a fuss over myself. And then when I watch the films and various reruns, I see why. And I was something.
Muhammad Ali, round 2. The Muhammad Ali that we remember of 3.5 years ago was a dancer. He's not dancing tonight. He may be trying to slug with Joe. Those are hard jabs and a good right cross. Frazier may have been hurt a little bit by that punch. Referee Arthur McCanty, a fine official, gets them apart. A good exchange. A whipping right hand that did Muhammad Ali no good. Now Muhammad Ali may have been shaken. It's a real pure six-count. Muhammad Ali got in the best exchange, a good 1-2, a moment or two ago, as you saw. Muhammad Ali is not keeping Joe Frazier away from him. However, he is scoring heavily. Round 2 is half over. Frazier has taken a good battering in this round. Stop talking! And the referee told them both to stop talking. They have time for that. Muhammad Ali is cut-shotting Frazier with that right hand and getting away with it. And Muhammad Ali may be a little tired. Less than a minute to go in this round. Frazier every so often digs that wicked left hook to the body. It has been a dandy. Ooh, that must have hurt. Frazier has been hit with solid right hands that would have felled an ordinary man. 15 seconds to go in the round. That was the best punch in the fight. That left hook.
Archie, that's about as hard as I've seen Ali punch to try to knock out a man or keep him off him. Oh, why weren't his punches taking that kind of an effect? Do you agree there were very hard punches by Ali?
I do agree they were very hard punches, but he fought an indestructible character in Joe Frazier.
You don't think that nothing could have kept him off of him that night?
No. Joe Frazier was going for Ali's throat as if he was a pit bulldog, you see. And Ali was fighting defensively, as far as I'm concerned.
Don, anything surprise you over the first 2 rounds?
Well, yes, Marv. I was surprised at Ali's tactics. Here was the man I considered the fastest heavyweight champion of all time, who was fighting Joe Frazier's fight by slugging with him. Sooner or later, you fight Joe Frazier's fight, you've got to get hurt or be worn down once. I couldn't figure out why he was doing that, and he must have had some reason.
All right, let's move on. Round number 3.
Joe Frazier just spit some blood. He is bleeding inside the mouth. Round 3.
Round 3.
Two undefeated fighters. This fight so far ranks with the great ones. Again, the referee tells them to stop talking, and they sure are fighting. Frazier is not getting that clean shot at the body that he did in the earlier round, in round 2. It's amazing that Frazier can stand up under that battering. And he is scoring himself. Now, Muhammad Ali's reach is telling in his favor. He has been keeping Frazier away with his longer reach. It's a question, how many of those punches Frazier can take? These are big rounds for the ex-champion. Now Frazier is scoring. He said he would go to the body, and he is. Frazier making good use of that head on the inside. Half a minute to go in the round. Frazier must be hoping that Ali will punch himself out. They're in a lead corner, and Ali is hurt. Muhammad Ali in his corner. He gets up before the bell. Round 4. 4. Heavily, but he could get discouraged. He's hit this man with his Sunday punches, and Joe keeps coming in. Joe is taking a battering. Anybody else would have been on the floor. piling up a tremendous amount of points. At this stage of the game, he is way ahead, no question. They're just above us. That whipping right uppercut, one of Ali's best punches. Neither one has ever fought a fighter of the caliber of the opponent tonight. No question of that. A minute to go in round 4. Ali cornered on the rope. Joe could be running out of steam, too. That's still a good jab. Ali tucked into that punch instead of moving. Over. Archie started and missed in that round.
He did. Frazier hit him with a tremendous punch.
A great round. A great round. And we are joined by Smokin' Joe Frazier making his return to the Madison Square Garden ring. Joe, to this point, it appeared that Ali had the advantage. Did you feel that?
Well, by the way, just nice seeing you fine people. And being here to reminisce back on some of the things that happened throughout the 20 years went by. I never stopped to look at the fight.
This is the first time you're seeing it?
I'm seeing maybe the second time and third time. I'm seeing things in this fight that I didn't even realize. You know what I mean? It seems like some way down the line that when Muhammad threw a punch, somebody would comment on it. You know what I mean? When I hit him, and it just said, oh, he stood up and took that one real well, and kept going on. But therefore, it looks to me like, you know, it looks like the whole fight's on one side.
Wait a second, are you lashing out at Don Dunphy, the announcer?
Well,
is that what you're saying to
whoever
us?
made the statement, you sit there and look at it, you know, Ali hit me with one shot. It's like, it seems like a one-sided thing, like, I'm not even there, you know? I mean, look, I was just there to make the amusement to the people, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but in those early, wait a minute, your innings are coming up. In these early rounds, you were down and bobbing and weaving, and Ali was trying to get you out of there, not being able to. He was hitting you with everything he wanted to, but without effect. And my question to you is, I was in the other corner. I thought those shots should have hurt you, should have stopped you, but they weren't even seeming to bother you. Now, is that true, or is that just what we looked at?
What you have to realize when you come to fighting, let's say, Muhammad was fighting backwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His punches will never be the force of mine, because I'm coming with all full force weight, throwing at him. And I'm telling you, when I did throw the shots, it really tells, and he felt them. He was hitting me with shots, you know what I mean, maybe bruises and bumps, but he wasn't really taking effect of me, you know, because I was in the best of shape of my life.
All right, we'll move on to round 5.
All right, Bert and Archie, round 5.
Round 5.
Muhammad Ali may have been told to move more. He's up on his toes for the first time tonight, but he was tagged. Muhammad Ali dancing around for the first time. But Frazier has caught him again. Frazier says, come on in and fight. You know, Frazier also has a good jab. Muhammad Ali slipped there over in Frazier's corner. It's very wet, apparently. Always is in a fighter's corner. Muhammad Ali gets his right hand behind the neck and pulls Frazier in on him once in a while. Good 1-2 and a jab. Now Frazier is mimicking Ali. He's just smiling at him. If anybody is psyched here, it is not Joe Frazier. Look at that hook. Frazier's just laughing at him, talking to him. You know, that's the way Muhammad Ali used to taunt his opponents. Half a minute to go in the round. Bert Lancaster said that Joe Frazier was like a tank. That's just what he is. He just can't keep sticking that chin out, though.
What a round. Joe, excessive taunting during that round. What were you saying to Ali?
Well, I just want to let him know that, you know, the punch that he threw, it didn't bother me none at all. You know, I mean, I was there to do a job. I come to get the job done, and nothing could stop me tonight. If he had a couple 9mm, I'd walk right through them.
Did he bother you, though, with things he was saying?
No, the things that he said just made me train harder, you know, like he had predicted the round that he's going to stop you in and whatever. You know, I said, I really don't believe that.
The other thing was, up to this point in this fight, you have been down low, just bobbing and weaving, coming in with hard body shots. This is the first round where we see you kind of standing up and taking jabs when you didn't seem like you were getting hit before. Can you rock and roll all 15 rounds? Can you bob and weave those whole 15 thrown-in punches?
I would say, yeah. Maybe I probably see something that maybe Yank Eddie didn't see, and I'd want to probably try something a little different. You probably saw when I dropped my hand and tell him, come on, sucker, let's get it on. You know what I mean? He wasn't the devastating puncher. I'd say, oh, he has a jab that tantalizes you, would probably, let's say, make you bruise, something like that, or puff you up. But he wasn't that devastating puncher.
Okay, we'll be talking more with Joe Frazier a little bit later on as the greatest fights ever continues.
The greatest fights ever continues from Madison Square Garden. Here again are Marv Albert and the fight doctor, Ferdie Pacheco.
Well, Ferdie, Ali and Frazier have gone through 5 rounds. What was the feeling at that time in the corner of Ali?
Well, clearly, the game plan was to knock out Frazier, at least slow him down so much that he could knock him out a little while later. That wasn't working out. Joe Frazier was still there applying a lot of pressure. So it became apparent that conditioning was going to be the great factor in this fight.
And Muhammad Ali had made it a tradition to predict what round he would knock out his opponent. He said he would knock out Joe Frazier in round 6.
Here is round 6, and this is the round Muhammad Ali said he would win in. Round 6, the round. Now it's Muhammad Ali making the clinches. of fun, but Frazier landed the punch. Now it's Frazier doing the pot shotting as Muhammad Ali tries to hold on. 2 minutes left in the round. It is going to be interesting in the scoring. Frazier is the aggressor, and that will count for him. Half the round is over. To go in the round. I get the feeling that they're both tiring a little bit. Ali almost a sitting duck here. Has to rest a moment. The round is almost over. Ali will score no knockout in this round.
That's the end of the round. There's no question about it. Joe Frazier is absolutely relentless.
Was it your strategy to attempt to stop him early?
Never. Not just for Joe, but whoever I fought. My strategy was to win on points, move and box. I'm not known as a George Foreman, clobbing people, Sonny Liston, even with Joe Frazier. My style was to move and class, don't get hit, build points. Try to get in. If I came back, I'll win on points. If the knockout come, take it. I wasn't a knockout puncher.
Did you guys get along? Did you like him when you were fighting him?
I love Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier helped make Muhammad Ali what he is today. If it wasn't for Joe Frazier, I wouldn't be probably where I'm at.
Muhammad Ali being talked to by Bundini. Round 7. And Ali is caught on the ropes again, but this time he ties up his man. Ali shook his head as though to say it didn't hurt, but it must have. Frazier smiling again. I asked Archie Moore between rounds if maybe Frazier was punching himself out. Archie said he didn't think so. It has got to be maybe the most torrid heavyweight championship fight of all time. Again, Arthur McCanty tells Ali not to get that hand behind the neck. Wicked body punches by Frazier in Ali's corner. Round 7, half over. 1 minute to go in this round. Ali scoring with those solid jabs. And Frazier may have slowed down a little bit, but he dug one into the body. And Arthur McCanty tells Frazier to keep his punches up, which he just did. Now it's Ali dropping the hands. Frazier smartly goes for the body there. Well for Ali that missed. That didn't. Ali shakes his head. The round is almost over.
Well, 7 is over. A terrific round.
First of all, Angelo, were they feeling tired? You think that was a slower round? And second, were you feeling the frustration that Ali seemed to be feeling? He couldn't hit him with a jab straight. He was missing so many times. I don't think I ever remember him missing a jab as much as with Joe Frazier in that first fight.
Well, you got to give Frazier all his due for that, because he was slipping and sliding. Also, Muhammad wasn't locking up Frazier's left arm in the clinches. That's why he was getting nailed with hooks. I wanted him to lock up that left arm. Early on, he was doing that. So Frazier had both arms loose, and he was coming with both hands.
Eddie, this by far was the best round to this point for Joe Frazier.
It was. He was making Ali miss a lot of shots by his continual bobbing and weaving. And then, too, another factor was added. He was in fast after each clinch, and he took away Muhammad Ali's time and distance. He didn't have the time to get off the good shots, the accurate shots, and he didn't have the distance that he needed to facilitate this.
The crowd is chanting Ali, and Joe says, come on out and fight. The bell hasn't sounded. There it is, round 8.
Round 8.
Both men in splendid condition, no question. Great athletes. Joe Frazier just literally took charge there. Now Muhammad Ali is piling up points with those jabs. Don't forget that. Joe looks like he's in a training session. Frazier's just pouring everything in there now. They're short punches, but punishing punches. Making very little return here, and the crowd is getting on him. Ali is still talking, but he is also catching. Waving Frazier on. Gets the sheer joy of combat the way Joe Frazier does. Some are landing on elbows, but some are getting in. Here it comes, look out. There it is. to go. Round 8 of a 15-rounder, no knockdowns. Those pity-pat punches aren't going to do much for anybody.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Joe Frazier is back with us. Joe, we've gone just past the halfway mark of the bout. What is your assessment of your performance to this point?
Well, number one, I was ready. I thought I got the job done well. I listened to Yank and Eddie in the corner, and whatever instruction that they gave out there, I carried orders down. The first rounds were just as fast, I'd say. Second round was just as fast as the first round. I kept coming. Pressure was my idea to put on him at all time. Make him go back faster than he want to go back. That was the plan that we had in mind, and get the job done. Sooner or later, he had to stop, and when he did stop, I got the job done.
So you were satisfied? You saw it going correctly?
I was satisfied with it. You know what I mean? It wasn't quite the wear high Harry on television now, but for us in the corner, with the people, with Eddie and Yank, and let's say my organization, we were fine, you know. It was pleased with the whole entire fight.
All right, Joe, let's move on to round 9.
Joe Frazier's corner, Yancey Durham setting him up for the next round. Muhammad Ali, Frazier is the fresher of the two, no question. Round 9 of a 15-rounder. You must remember this in the scoring. Muhammad Ali has been making most of the clinches, and that will count against him. He has broken off the exchanges more often than not. He has also scored some devastating punches against Joe's head. Remember, against Oscar Bonavina, Muhammad Ali had enough left in the 15th round to score a knockout. Joe bobbing and weaving, trying to get that whipping left at the head. 2 minutes to go in this round. Frazier coasting a moment. Got him on the ropes above us. Now Frazier is starting to relax and rest on the inside.
All right, Brooks, step back.
Frazier trying to get that left hook to the head and takes punches in return.
Come on, man.
Trying to get that guard down. Ali covering up on the rope. That was a wicked punch. So was that. I think Muhammad Ali is in real trouble now. Judging by his looks. He's throwing out wild right hands.
has to be the first time in this fight that you were hurt. I mean, it looked like you were hurt. How did that affect you then?
I got shook with the punches, you know. I took a step back. But after I know that I got shook, before I had to recover myself back and move in on him, you know what I mean? I couldn't show that I was hurt that much because he'd probably get devastated on me.
Prior to the shot that hurt you, you appear to be taking command.
Well, the whole entire fight, I thought I had controlled the whole situation, you know. And I just love talking. I just love seeing it. I don't even just sit down and watch it, man. I just love knowing that I did what I did. You know what I mean? On this particular fight, it was really amazing to see that what went on.
It's scheduled for 15. Now let's see how that punishment affected Joe Frazier. He's probably been told to stay in close now to nullify that long-range hitting of Muhammad Ali. We'll see who got the most benefit out of a minute's rest. I don't think you'll see Frazier stay out in the center again and just trade. He'll try to keep him on the ropes. Frazier grunting as he comes in with those punches. Frazier is putting everything into his punches. And now Ali looks tired again, but that could be deceitful. Let's see. He wound up with that uppercut. Frazier trying to get Muhammad Ali to the ropes again. He takes punishment as he gets him there. What's going on here? Frazier may have something wrong with his eyes. He was calling his trainer in there. Frazier may have something in his eye. Muhammad Ali's coming at him now. But Frazier's trying to nullify it. For a moment, I thought Joe was going to walk out of the ring. Frazier taking that battering again. Half a minute to go in the round. Round almost over, as you see.
What happened to Frazier's eye?
You mean when he seemed to be walking out of the ring? I didn't know at the time, Marv, but Arthur McCandy, the referee, told me later, and he told me he had also apologized to Frazier. Getting him out of a clinch, his hand went up high and slipped right into Frazier's eye, and that could have been costly, but Frazier wasn't that mad about it.
Did you feel that the body attack that was so sustained by Frazier was slowing down Ali considerably?
It was indeed slowing Ali down because Frazier was concentrating around the top of his trunks, and sometimes they would stray a bit, inch or so below, and then in as much as Ali's thumb got into Frazier's eye, then I thought Frazier was justified at going a little low.
Well, do you think that took the timing out of Ali? Was he fighting normally, smoothly?
He was fighting smoothly, but the pace that Joe Frazier said would make anybody out of gear.
Well, that pace stepped up considerably in the next round, a round that I hate to remember as the terrible 11th, because I'll never forget it. It was a tough round, and here it comes.
Oh, yes.
The terrible 11th.
Round 11. No knockdown. Muhammad Ali slipped down that time.
Step back. Come on. Wait.
I'd say they're both pretty tired. There are 2 minutes left in round 11. Muhammad Ali holds on, but Joe's not rushing in there either. He's holding two. Joe trying to get that shot in there. Muhammad talks to him again. Not much happening, I'll say. Has gotten wild. He's lost the good timing he had earlier. Lost the rhythm. That one hurt. So did that. Muhammad Ali was dropped. He's holding on desperately. "30 seconds to go in the round. 30 seconds. Muhammad Ali in real trouble. Muhammad Ali rocked over the rope. He almost went down. Ten seconds.
The round is over. What a round. Muhammad Ali was really out that time. Frazier really clobbered him with everything in the book.
Now, Ferdie might try to fool him in this round.
Joe, you almost had him. What would you have done differently?
Well, I think that I was moving a little faster, but yet still be precautions, you know. The main thing that Yank and Eddie was discussing in the corner, once you hurt a man, he's dangerous. So you really have to be careful how you approach him. I mean, I didn't know that it was like maybe 2 seconds left. You know what I mean? I'm taking that walk on the bases. I wasn't going to rush him because he probably been playing possum, you know what I mean? He was a clowner. He always clowning. So therefore, you have to really watch him. He staggered back, but, you know, he was trying to set me up for a shot. So therefore, I approached him with caution.
So did you think at the beginning of that round there was what they called a slip, but it looked like you hammered him with a punch. There was a split second, he fell, and then they called it. What did you think of that?
I thought that the left hook caught him right on the jaw like a second later, you know what I mean? And the water was there, so it was a slip for they concerned. But I thought I tagged him.
Round 12.
Round 12.
Frazier out there quickly. thought it would go this far. Muhammad Ali gamely trying to fight back, but he is spent. And Joe Frazier is pretty spent too. A wicked punch. Joe smartly goes for the body. Frazier resting in there too. He's had a tough night. 2 minutes to go in the round. Frazier is very tired himself. Frazier is getting in some wicked body licks. They're both tired. Why not after that pace? Muhammad Ali is missing a lot of those punches. Frazier laughs at him again. To go in the round. Round 12. It could be a tough fight to score. Half a minute to go in the round. Round almost over.
That's the end of the 12th round.
Following your 3-year absence from the ring, do you think you took that Joe Frazier fight too soon? You came off a grueling 15-round bout against Oscar Bonavena. Was it a little too quick to get in with a guy like Frazier?
The fight with Frazier, maybe it wasn't too quick. I've been off so long, I underestimated Frazier. I cut on too much. I didn't train like I should. And I didn't take the fight. I was too playful. My mind told me what to do, my body couldn't do it. So what happened was I underestimated Frazier.
There's the bell.
Round 13 of a 15-rounder.
Hard, step back. Up.
Ali is putting all his power in those punches, and they've got to be hurting Joe. The biggest crown in the world at stake, the heavyweight championship. And Ali seems to be coming back. Now Ali is piling up points. He's boxing beautifully at the moment for a tired man. Ali slipped, but nothing happened over there. 2 minutes to go in the round. Frazier let him get away after that big 11th round. took, Bert, by Frazier. Ooh, oh, do you hear that punch? Ali making the clinches again. They're both great game fighters. There's a spot of blood on the shoulder of Ali. I guess it's from Frazier, but I don't see where. Well, they're fighting like lightweights now. Tide turns the other way now. If Frazier stays on top of Ali, Ali has no punching room. It's almost over this round. There's the bell.
Round is over. Round 13 is over.
Eddie, at this point, Frazier's face was all swollen, bruised up. Was this a major concern?
Not really a major concern to me because Frazier had a tendency all throughout his career to puff up, especially in the latter parts of a fight. I had him box Scrap-Iron Johnson in Los Angeles, and about the third fight in which I worked with him, he won 10 out of 10 rounds. But he came out looking like the loser because his face was completely puffed up and both eyes were closed. And he won every round.
Well, Ali wasn't getting by without any injury either. He was beginning to puff up on one side. We even thought he might have had a broken jaw. But getting back to the point of conditioning and stamina, which Joe Frazier had the greatest quantity of, do you think, Angelo, that maybe this fight was taken too soon? You know, he came back off a 3-year retirement, then an easy fight with Quarry, then a very hard fight with Bonavina, no time to recover, then back into training for this fight. You think it might have been a different result, a different Ali, if he'd have fought 6 months later when he got his stamina?
Well, you go into that tangent, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
But, you know, along the lines where we're talking about Joe Frazier blowing up, we noticed, Eddie and I both noticed something. Muhammad never blew through his nose. He always puffed through his mouth. Joe Frazier went through his nose, the swelling. So we both just caught that watching the film. So see that? You learn something new every day, Ferdie.
Round 14 of a 15-rounder. Joe Frazier is barreling in there now to keep Muhammad Ali from getting set. Wicked punches by the ex-champion. But there's Muhammad Ali caught on the ropes again. No damage that time. 2 minutes to go in this round.
Okay, step back.
Step back, says the referee, Arthur McCanty.
Stop holding, boys.
Stop holding, says the referee. Muhammad Ali's going to holding. He's also stalling for time. Joe Frazier wild with that punch. Remember, in the scoring, Muhammad Ali has made most of the clinches. For what that is worth. now plenty of punishment to Frazier as well. Frazier is very puffed around the eyes. He's got swelling around both eyes from those tremendous jabs and hooks. Frazier's right eye looks as though it might be closing. Frazier talks to him again there. This round nearly over. Round 14. No knockdowns, but Muhammad Ali was staggered in the 11th and almost went down.
Now, on to round 15. You're in the corner anticipating the final round. What is going through your mind? Did you feel you needed the 15th round?
No, I never felt I needed that round. I thought I was ahead clearly, you know, with punches. He probably hurt me out of 14 rounds. He hurt me once. Let's say I hurt him about 4 or 5 times, maybe rounds. So therefore, if the guys who were judging the fights, who probably see something, they probably had on shades. And
we are getting a one-sided view here, it should be pointed out, but let's take a look. Here's the 15th.
Final round of the fight, and what a fight it's been.
15 and final round.
Referee Arthur McCanny has them touch gloves, something they've been doing all night. Now, Muhammad Ali's going to go boxing again. And Frazier gets into no spot that attack. Step back, says the referee. Time is important here. 3, 4, 7. He takes the mandatory 8 count. The only knockdown of the fight. Muhammad Ali was flat on his back, but he's a well-conditioned athlete. However, he's real tired. Frazier smartly goes to the body when Muhammad Ali covers up. 2 minutes to go in the fight. 2 minutes. Is in a bedlam. Oh, what a shot! If Joe had followed that up, he would have finished it. Muhammad Ali has never taken such a battering. Frazier is just pot-shotting him now. Look for a last-minute flurry by Muhammad Ali. Less than a minute to go. Muhammad Ali gamely fights back. And Ali again makes the clinch. Remember, the scoring is on a rounds basis. Frazier is tired, and his eyes are closing. Half a minute to go. Frazier has won the big rounds, the 11th and the 15th, at least up to now. Frazier has the man in the corner. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. We'll have an interview with the winner and maybe with the loser.
What went through your mind when you were knocked down by Frazier in the 15th round?
Get up. But first of all, it's so shocking and numbing, you don't feel it. All you know is you're boxing, and the next thing now I'm on the floor. You don't feel yourself falling. You don't really feel as much as it is. All you know is I'm getting up, I'm down. Some days you get up. And you realize you've been knocked down, but when it actually happens, you don't really recall, but you know you're down, and you get up.
I got the feeling when the bell sounded to end the fight, you felt you lost.
As I did lose it, I watched the fight over and over, trying to find an excuse to myself, saying they robbed me and they didn't like me because of this or that. But I watched the fight, and the first fight he gave me, the first one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here comes the decision. Johnny Addy.
Referee Arthur McCarthy scores it 8-6, 1 even for Frazier.
1 vote for Joe Frazier.
Addy Idala, 9-6 for Frazier.
Frazier is the winner. Frazier is the winner.
Well wrecked, 11 rounds for Frazier, 4 rallies, 1 magnificent 4. The winner by unanimous decision, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier. For the first time in his career, Muhammad Ali was beaten.
Well, was there any question in your mind about what the decision would be?
No. No, not even through, let's say, up to the 11th round. I had no doubt in my mind. Maybe some of the guys had dark shades on.
Been a lot of guys with dark shades throughout this bout.
Once he went down, the punch that knocked him down was a sweeping hook.
That was a double shot.
Okay, tell me about that.
It was a body shot and then repeat up top.
When you saw him go down on his back, his feet were up, his tassels were flying on his shoes, did you think, uh-oh, this is it, I got him knocked out?
We both were dead. No, that's just probably the act of God. Both of us was dead. We had nothing left.
And as it turned out, that fight, that classic, was just the first of a 3-fight series. We'll be back to talk about that in a moment.